Manila Bulletin Sports presents Manny Pacquiao versus Yordenis Ugas, The Analysis, featuring boxing experts Nissi, Icasiano and attorney Tolentino. Hosted by Manila Bulletin's Dennis Principe.
Atty. Ed, magandang araw sa iyo.
Magandang araw, Dennis, at sa lahat ng sumusubaybay sa iyo, magandang araw po.
And sa Nissi, maraming salamat sa pagsama sa amin.
Magandang araw, Chief, and magandang araw to the amazing Attorney Ed Tolentino.
Okay, bilang pinakabata dito sa trio na to, no? Unahin na kita, Nissi, your thoughts about Manny Pacquiao versus Yordenis Ugas. Last minute replacement ang nakikita mong maganda rito.
Okay, I think Yordenis Ugas is the easiest fight to make. Especially that PBC only had less than 2 weeks to find a replacement for Errol Spence. Why is that? One is the fact that they fight under one promotion. Second, the original opponent of Ugas pulled out and was supposed to fight on the undercard of that event. Lastly, Ugas is already being positioned as a possible future opponent of Manny Pacquiao, which is one of the reasons why he was slated on the undercard. A lot of people are complaining that Manny Pacquiao is fighting a relatively unknown opponent. But if Team Pacquiao and PBC would opt for a boxer with, a star power, mukhang may malalagay pa sa delikado itong much-awaited return of Senator Manny Pacquiao. Kasi mamimili lang tayo, rescheduled or totally canceled. And I think we should be happy that the fight will push through as scheduled, but against a different opponent. People would ask, why not against Terence Crawford? You can't make that kind of fight in 2 weeks or in less than 2 weeks. Especially Crawford is under top rank, and kung babalikan natin, Manny Pacquiao demanded or asked for $40 million, and Bob Arum only thumbed that down.
Attorney, ikaw naman, your take on this, noting that, maganda naman yung nabanggit ni Nissi about it. But I think one of the reasons kung bakit si Ugas ang napili doon is because he's also preparing for a particular fight in the same card, Attorney.
Well, malaking bagay yun, na si Yordenis Ugas was supposed to fight in the undercard. So he was ready. He is in shape to take the fight, And yun nga lang, sabi nga natin, tama rin sabi ni Nissi, hindi mo maalis yung disappointment ng mga boxing fans. Kasi parang umorder ka sa online, ang ganda ng display sa online, pagdating sa'yo, bakit ganito? Akala ko yung Spence versus Pacquiao, pagdating yung Ugas kamay, ang pangit. Pero sabi ko nga, kung hindi talaga planado yung Spence versus Pacquiao at Ugas Pacquiao, magandang laban din naman talaga. Kaya lang, it is coming on the heels of the cancellation of Pacquiao Spence. At taas ng expectations doon sa laban na yon. Siguro kung let's say, Mikey Garcia, Pacquiao, hindi natuloy, pagkatapos pumasok si Ugas, pareho pa din ang expectations. Kumbaga, break even lang. Walang nagbago sa expectations ng mga fans. Ang laki na ibinabae. There are even people saying, I'm not gonna pay this kind of pay-per-view amount for this kind of fight. Napakataas kasi ng expectations. Pero Ugas is in shape. We're talking here of a bronze medalist. We're talking here of a guy who went 12 hard rounds with Sean Porter. We're talking here of a guy who came all the way from Cuba to escape poverty, fighting for not only for himself, but his extended family. So, para sa akin, magandang laban pa rin ito. It's still a good fight. It's still the best fight available right now for Manny Pacquiao. Okay na to, kesa naman i-cancel at mawala na naman. Hindi natin makita si Manny Pacquiao. Medyo critical na ang stage ng career ni Manny Pacquiao. Ngayon, alam natin yan, di ba? So, pag hindi pa rin ito natuloy, at tumatuloy yung plano niya sa eleksyon, baka matagal-tagal natin makikita si Manny Pacquiao sa lona. So, for me, given the situation right now, this is the best fight that can be made.
Alright, gentlemen, meron lang ako ipi-play with regards to dyan sa pinag-uusapan natin. yung pagpili ng kalaban, last minute, sino yung dapat. I was able to talk with Robert Garcia, although we were still talking about the Pacquiao-Spence fight. And remember, Mikey Garcia was reportedly at the forefront of a fight against Manny Pacquiao bago nga pinangalanan si Errol Spence. Pakinggan natin itong short clip, yung interview natin kay Robert Garcia.
Look, I was surprised. I have to say nothing but good things and much respect for Manny Pacquiao. We never thought he would pick that fight. Errol Spence is one of the best, if not the best welterweight. Young, powerful, very talented, and we didn't expect Manny to pick Errol Spence. But just by doing that, it shows us that he's a true legend, one of the fighters that we are going to remember as one of the best in history. He had the heart, to say, no, you know what? I want a bigger fight. I want a more dangerous fight. I want a fight that nobody thinks I should take and nobody thinks I could win. And he took it.
Okay, that was Robert Garcia, yung naging interview ko. Attorney, your thoughts on that?
Well, talaga lahat tayo na sorpresa, no? Pero sabi nga natin, alam na natin si Manny Pacquiao, he's a throwback. In fact, he is the last of his breed, in my opinion, na yung boxingerong walang pinipili kung sino ang nasa harap niya, handang labanan niya, no? Considering his age, 40, inactive for almost 2 years, nakakapagtaka talaga na ito ang kanyang piniling laban. Pero sabi nga natin, hindi naman kukunin ni Manny ito kung talagang alam niyang madedehado lang siya. Alam niya, may nakita siyang weakness kay Errol Spence at mataas pa rin ang kanyang belief sa kanyang abilidad. At nakita naman natin before the cancellation of this fight, ang ganda ng mga training sessions na napakita ni Manny Pacquiao. Ang duda ko nga, kaya nagkaroon ng torn retina itong si Spence sa kapapanood ng workout ni Pacquiao.
Okay. And Nissi, ikaw naman, what can you say about yung dun sa nabanggit ni Robert Garcia about, imbis na mabwisit sila dahil they were supposed to fight and they're preparing for that fight. Pero yun nga, sumaludo pa si Robert Garcia.
Well, look kay Robert Garcia, it just shows that Manny Pacquiao is a cut above the rest. And pag dumating ka sa elite level of boxing, nadidistinguish ka lang into two breed. A good boxer and a great boxer. It just proves that Manny Pacquiao is a great boxer. Na even past his prime, he will still give this youngsters or this young guns a good spanking before they earn their stripes. It's unfortunate because it's the biggest boxing bout of the year and everybody was looking forward to it. And I also believe that everyone looked at it as the saving grace of boxing this year after the heavyweight clash between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury got canceled because of the injunction filed by Deontay Wilder. Now, going back to Manny Pacquiao's intention, aside from proving a statement, siguro nandun na rin yung factor na gusto niyang humuwalay kay Floyd Mayweather. Lalo na, ang hinahabol ni Floyd Mayweather ngayon is, aside from the money, aside from the clout, mga YouTuber.
Because, as I said, Manny's fighting for his country.
Okay.
When that happens, you're not losing anything. It's the fighter that gets knocked down or knocked out that changes. And in the United States, each fighter is just fighting for himself. Manny's fighting for his country. It means a lot more to Manny than it does to Errol Spence.
Alright, that was Gary Shaw, yung naging panayam natin. Although again, that was supposed to be yung laban pa ni Manny Pacquiao against Errol Spence. Pero Nissi, interesting, sabi ni Gary Shaw, yun nga, na ang boxer pag lumalaban para sa pride ng kanyang bansa, malamang-lamang manalo. And he said that Spence was only fighting for himself. A Cuban fighter campaigning in the US, alam mo maraming pinagdadaanan yan at may pride na pinaglalabanan yan. Sabi nga ni Atty. Ed, yung a fighter fighting for Ugas is fighting for the pride of his country, his family, and for himself. So apparently, kung si Gary Shaw yung pakikinggan natin kanina, mukhang mapapalaban din dito si Senator Manny Pacquiao.
Well, of course, mapapalaban, may motivation, pero I still believe that this fight for Ugas is a uphill battle. Why? For sure. Stylistically, this matchup favors for Manny Pacquiao. He may have the height, the length, but Ugas is too tentative. So going in and out for Manny Pacquiao will be easy.
Torned, ikaw naman, no? You're familiar with Yordenis Ugas, yung kanyang background. And looking at that interview natin kay Garcia, tingin mo may timbang ba yung sinabi niya?
Well, yun nga ang tinutumbok ni Garcia, no? Kung yung Errol Spence lumalaban lang for himself, medyo nagkaroon ng konting nationalism dito sa labang Ugas versus Pacquiao. Alam na natin si Manny Pacquiao bago si Hidilyn Diaz, siya ang may bit-bit ng mundo ng sports. Itong si Manny Pacquiao. Itong si Ugas, alam natin ang sistema sa Cuba. Talented amateur, you're talking here of a country na ang premyo sa Olympic gold medal, pag hindi biik ay bisikleta. We're talking here of Ugas, nakasama si Regondo, Umescapo, pilit na pumasok sa Estados Unidos sapagkat naghahanap ng mas magandang buhay. Pero unfortunately, sabi nga natin, well, he's looking at a big payday against Manny Pacquiao. Pero yung skill-wise, yan ang medyo tingin ko medyo malayo. Ano? Sabi nga ni Nissi, medyo yung distansya sa skill ni Pacquiao at ni Ugas, halos kapareho ng distansya ng Pilipinas mula Cuba. Ganun kalayo din ganun kalayo din. Maganda yung kanyang left jab, maganda yung kanyang right straight, yung overhand right niya. And we all know that Manny Pacquiao is sometimes prone running into a right straight. Pero yung kanyang footwork, masyadong flat-footed. Masyadong flat-footed. Yung opensa niya, masyadong predictable. Nababasa mo, hindi mo kailangan ng tarot cards. Mababasa mo yung kanyang opensa, And Manny Pacquiao has dealt with this kind of fighters before. Antonio Margarito, the fighters of this ilk. Ang talagang intangible lang dito kay Manny Pacquiao, siyempre yung edad niya. Yung edad niya lalampas 40. Alam mo yan sabi nga ni George Foreman, kapag tininan mo sa training, ang ganda. Pero pag nag-iisa na, sabi ni George Foreman, dahil si Foreman lumaban sa ganyang edad sabi ni Foreman, pag ako na lang mag-isa, nagkamali lang ako ng ikot sa kama, sakit na ng baywang ko, sabi ni Foreman. So, hindi mo pinapakita yan sa training. Kasi yung mga training, 10-15 minute clip lang yan. Sabi niya, hindi mo naman talaga nakikita ang totoong nangyayari dyan. So, yun lang ang problema dito. Kasi si Pacquiao, in the fight proper, can actually grow old overnight, sabi nga natin. Baka biglang pumasok yung pagiging 40 plus niya. Pagbalik sa corner, parang hindi na maganda ang pakiramdam sa ganito. So, yun lang ang ating problema dito, agam-agam. Dalawang kalaban ni Pacquiao dito, si Ugas at saka yung father time, sabi nga natin.
Okay, gentlemen, to be technical about it, what should Manny Pacquiao be wary of pagdating dito sa paglaban niya? Based on what you see, yung strengths talaga. Huwag natin isipin muna yung weakness. Pero yung strength lang, ano yung dapat bantayan dito ni Manny Pacquiao pagdating ng laban niya rito kay Yordenis Ugas? Nissi, ikaw muna.
At the moment, to be honest, I don't see the qualities of a boxer who were able to solve the pesky style of Manny Pacquiao in Yordenis Ugas. I mean, he doesn't have the counter punching, the chin and grit of Juan Manuel Marquez. He doesn't have even the finesse of Floyd Mayweather. So, but Ugas likes to fight, on the outside and box. But the problem is that he doesn't have that sidestep. His movement is limited to two direction, paabante at pabalik. So the problem is when he starts to backpedal, he has difficulties in placing his punches. So the question is, how will he handle or how will he hold up once Manny Pacquiao presses the action? So it's one of the problems that I see. Though the best recourse for Ugas at the moment is, it's really hard to tell, to be honest. Because I think making it a dog fight, as rough as Jeff Horn did a few years ago, could at least keep up for him in the early goings. But again, I still doubt if he can hold out when he decides to engage in that kind of pace.
Okay, Atty, ikaw naman. Anong tingin mo rito dapat pantayan? Kung meron man isang matindi about Yordenis Ugas.
Yung kanan, yung kanyang overhand right, yung kanyang right straight. Alam natin si Pacquiao prone coming in, pwedeng sumulubong siya dun sa kanan. Malaki si Ugas, he has the upper body strength, Kaya lang kay Ugas, kailangan medyo i-pick up pa niya yung kanyang intensity. Kasi minsan namamasyal sa luneta ang laban nito kailangan medyo i-pick up mo intensity. I'd like you to throw more right hands. I'd like to see him go and outmuscle Pacquiao. Ibalibag mo si Pacquiao, pull him back in the corners. Show him that you're already 42 years old, that I'm the younger fighter. Throw that right hand with alarming frequency.
And for our last round, Atty. Ed, Nissi, the matchmaker of Golden Boy, si Roberto Diaz, nakakwentuhan din natin. He favors Manny Pacquiao to win this fight, not surprisingly. But sabi nga niya, the Manny Pacquiao showed up against Keith Thurman. Kung ito yung lumaro against Ugas, sure win ito. But ito, pakinggan natin yung short clip dun sa naging interview natin kay Roberto Diaz, the matchmaker of Golden Boy Promotions.
From what I'm seeing in the videos here and there, the speed is still there, and that's a big plus in his arsenal. It's always been a big plus in his arsenal. He blinds you with the amount of punches. It's not so much that, can he hurt Spence or not, but and then you're out of the way again, and it gets frustrating. It's like, little by little, that water is chipping off on that rock, and sooner or later it'll crack it.
Okay, that was Roberto Diaz of Golden Boy Promotions, sa kanilang top matchmaker. Atty. Ed, mukhang even up to now at age 42, manghang-mangha pa rin siya, And apparently, Roberto Diaz still believes na ganun pa rin ka-explosive si Manny Pacquiao.
Well, yun talaga ang impression, Talagang sabi nga natin, naging Methuselah of boxing itong si Manny Pacquiao, Speed. Yung pinaka-important asset ni Manny Pacquiao, speed. Nandun pa rin. Alam natin yung punching power medyo nag-diminish as he went up in weight kasi mas malalaki ang mga boksingerong kalaban niya. Hindi na siya nakaka-knockout ng ganoon. But it has always been his speed, the footwork, the leg work. Yung Kit Thurman, tama ka, kung gano'n ang kanya ipapakita, wala tayong magiging problema. And Ugas is not even capable of applying the same pressure, the same intensity as Thurman showed, Pero nakita rin natin, doon kay Thurman, in the middle rounds, 8, 9, 10, parang tinatamaan na si Pacquiao doon. Parang medyo pagod na siya noon. Medyo na-alarma tayo noon, Although I don't know if Ugas can provide that kind of pressure that Thurman gave, Pero speed, nandun pa rin ang asset ni Manny Pacquiao, hindi pa rin nawawala At kahit medyo nabawasan yung speed, considering how fast he was in his prime, yung konting diminution of speed, mas mabilis pa rin siya sa kanyang ordinaryong kalaban ngayon.
Nissi, ikaw naman, sa tingin ko with the way Ugas has been fighting, sabi mo nga, hindi ganun kabilisan. Mukhang dito, mukhang mabilis pa rin si Manny Pacquiao. Mainly because he'll be fighting someone, if the same old Yordenis Ugas will show up, ganun nga, kulang sa bilis.
It has to do with yung pagbabalik niya in 2018 kasi alam mo yung pagpapalit ng trainer from Freddie Roach to Buboy Fernandez, nabigyan ulit ng liberty ito si Manny Pacquiao at least to show his vintage side na alam mo kaya pa rin, especially after that knockout against Juan Manuel Marquez. Nagkaroon ng naging thinking fighter na si Manny Pacquiao, nagkaroon ng hesitancy. Now parang naalis sa leash si Manny Pacquiao pagdating ng 2018, then it carried over in 2019 at it showed the 2019 fight against Keith Thurman. So yes, it's true, and like I said earlier, you only have two brackets when you come to the elite, when you reach the elite level of boxing, a good boxer and a great boxer. And Manny Pacquiao falls under the category of a great boxer because for sure he will still give these young boxers a good spanking before they earn their stripes.
Okay, gentlemen, as always, it's been fun talking with you guys. Maraming salamat sa Nissi.
Maraming salamat, Chief, and maraming salamat, Atty. Ed.
And Atty. Ed,
Maraming
thank you very much.
Thank you, Nissi. Thank you, Dennis. Mabuhay kayo.
You have just witnessed Manny Pacquiao versus Yordenis Ugas. The analysis brought to you by MBTV, Manila Bulletin Sports, and the Manila Bulletin. Be fully informed.